Well, hi all, welcome back to this webinar on telemarketing, telesales and telecalling. This will be the third part that we are going to cover today. And as we mentioned to you all earlier also, these are the links for our pages, right, which you can right, which you can find it on your chat box or right like you have been provided already with. Uh, these are the channels that you want to visit for more details. The recordings, everything is available. Details about the company is also available. And to introduce myself once again, my name is Kishore Shankar Narayan, and I'm representing today Alma Mater once again. Alma Mater, as mentioned to you all earlier also, it's a premier training solution provider, and we have trained over 500,000 individuals all around, and ever since 2004. So yeah, to know more details about the company, what we do, and these are all the links that you can visit us. All the previous recordings of all the webinars that we have conducted are available on our YouTube channel. Our LinkedIn pages have regular updates, whatever is needed. Same way for Instagram, Facebook. So just go visit them. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channels in case you're watching recordings. If you are attending today, that's great. To continue with the previous section, just a small recap that we were talking about is telemarketing process. Last time we understood about the pre-call activities, what we need to do. We need to prepare, how we need to do, what exactly we need to do before we start the calling process. Today, what we are going to do is we are going to touch base on how the call works, how the scripting works for the call. And once you have finished your call, what kind of post-call activities that you should be doing. The whole idea is we can give you all this structure, what can be done, or what should be done, and what are the best way to do it. This all has been thoroughly researched and for years together, right? A lot of data has been worked on, and then these things have been modified slow and steadily every time. But the structure wise for ages, it has been the same structure that has been working the best time in and time again. So I would request everybody, practice, because that's what is the key to everything. So the more practice you do for each of this section, the better will be the growth for you. So let's start with the pre-call activities. Just a brief recap. You need to check whether the telephone telephone is working in proper condition. You check whether the scripts, the sheets containing all the information about the product is visible. For example, whatever product you are going to promote, the details are supposed to be in front of you. Just keep a checklist kind of thing or information, so that you on the phone, when you're talking to somebody, it's clearly visible to you and you are clear about what you're talking about, right? Even when you're introducing, it's a good practice to have the information in front of you visible, so that on your workstation, wherever you're sitting, and working, and you have to practice the delivery of the script, before the call. Also, you do the final practice, or every day, if you are modifying your script to the according to the calls that you're going to make, right? It's a great thing. Everybody, remember, everybody, right, develops their own style of calling, right? These are outlines, and the style of calling depends on how they are going to use all the tools of the trade that we have practiced previously. So, and if you're new to this, go through the videos which are there on tools of selling. And if you're practicing all the tools, how you're going to implement each tool or which tool is your specialization, based on that, your script will keep on modifying. For every objection that comes through, different ways, the notes that you have made, you will be able to get these things done or completed, right? Get your script in. Like, the best ever practice has been, as far as right, marketing is concerned, the whole set of marketing. It's not about only telemarketing or social media marketing or any kind of marketing. It's always about the book that you keep with regards to the scripting part of it. So for example, if you're going to do social media marketing, and in social media marketing, if you have, let's say, a Word file or even a notebook for that matter, every day, if you're keeping a record on what you did, right, what are the practices that you have followed, you will be able to see the growth. And you need to keep a check on what you have been doing. Same way, right, if you're doing the telecalling and scripting part of it, you need to have the call tracker and follow-up calls. Like, whatever calls you're making, create an Excel sheet about that calls, and you will know when you have to follow up somebody, right? The simplest way is to keep an Excel sheet. There would be different softwares that you will be exposed to at a later stage. But like, if you have to maintain your own record, till the time you don't maintain your own record, the next level becomes challenging. So your daily activity sheet, what you have been doing, how you have been doing, what are the changes that you need to bring in, it's all important. And your daily reporting, that, okay, this is what I have done today. The tracking of those things are very important, right? Collect your leads or database from your senior supervisors, note down the calls. And if you're going to collect your own database, right, check on them, how you have been working on. So there are different ways to collect your database, right? Keep an eye on each one of them and work on them. So the way it is going to be, right? Whatever the case may be, accordingly, you work on that. Now, coming to the call. So when you call, what you're going to do, you're going to dial the number, your script, whatever you have prepared, follow the script. Remember that when you're going, if you're a good listener, right, you should be able to understand what the person on the other side is doing. Like we spoke last time, it's right, you have to understand how the voice modulation is going to work, right? So, and if you remember, we have to keep a distance between the mic and your mouth of at least 4 fingers. So don't keep it too close. And same way, if you're on into a enclosed room, right, the chances of the call being a call echoing is higher. So understand what's happening, where the person is, whether the person is standing, sitting, or walking, right? If the person is talking to you walking, right, on the mobile, as the case may be, right, you probably would have a breathlessness in the talk. So understand what's happening, and right, if you are a good listener, you will be able to know exactly what's happening with the customer. Same way, if the customer is showing lack of interest, then create interest using the ICR and follow the script. And when you're talking about ICR, it is going to be right. It's similar to the grabbers that we have spoken, and the system. It's within the system. You check all the information, collect all the reports, and based on that work, right? Same way, right? You fix the appointment, update your right daily activity sheets when you're calling. So appointment is like when is the next call going to be, or if you're going to have somebody senior who is going to talk about your product, it's the follow-up call with one person to get the final sale. The structure of the script, as we spoke earlier, check if the dial number is correct, check whether you're talking to the correct person, wish them, introduce yourself, ask how they are, same way take permission to talk, and the purpose of the call. Same way, introduction of the product and the company is very important. Giving the reason to probe the prospect, qualify them, and to identify the needs, what exactly they need and what we can provide. Comparing them is one of the most important aspect. When you're qualifying them, right, when you know that that person is qualified enough to go to the next level, work accordingly. If the person is not qualified to go to the next level, try and find out what next can be done. So let's talk about the script now. First, when you begin the script, what you're going to do, you're going to ask for the confirm the telephone number, and you're going to talk, confirm the person, the telephone number, do the greetings for the day, whether it is good morning, it's morning, afternoon, or evening, right? It's on you, addressing people by sir or madam. A lot of times, right, if you're able to address them with their first name, it's great. Remember one important thing, first name is the sweetest sound to anybody, right? Not the last name, not the Mr. Miss, or right, whatever addressing you're doing. When you're talking to people with by the first name, it sounds really good. And this, right, you have to be respectful. That's one of the most important thing whenever you are addressing anybody. So sir, madam is your option, calling them with respect, but then first name, calling them by first name, right, it brings you closer to them. And at the same time, depending on their seniority, right, first name, and then like you can add, because you're going to be associated with teachers and right, teaching professionals, right, it's always good to be addressing them by the first name and adding the sir or madam as you go. Now, introduction of yourself, it's very important. When you introduce yourself, a lot of times, like for example, if I am saying my name is Kishore, it's got different impact than when I say my name is Kishore Shankar Narayan. Are you able to notice the difference? Yes, no? Anybody home?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when you say that my name, when you just say your first name and continue with the call, it just right goes. But then when you address yourself, right, you're proud of your full name, so spell it out. That's very great. In case they are not able to understand, repeat, that's fine. But your full name has got weight. Remember that. Be proud of your name. The same way when you talk to anybody, they should be also proud of their full first name and the last name. That's like I'm talking about the full name. Don't stretch it too far, but yes, first and the last name is always great to address yourself. Uh, the company's name, Alma Mater. So try to pronounce it properly, practice it. There would be different ways. You will be like somebody will be right pronouncing it as Alma Mater, and it's all different ways you're doing. But the actual pronunciation for Alma Mater is Alma Mater. So when you say matter, it's like the T is right, not stretched too far. Like when you are actually saying anything that matters. So in simple terms, it's Alma Mater, right? And Alma Mater is from Mumbai. More details on the website, and there you will come across a lot of people who have already been associated with Alma Mater. So it would become easier for you to even address when you're talking about our company, because a lot of people will know about it. Asking them how they are is the most common way of moving forward. Like we spoke earlier, when you ask anybody how they are, the answer is going to be, what do you think? If you ask somebody, how are you? So let's say today Debraj is here, and if I ask him, Debraj, how are you? What are you going to say? Is Debraj there?
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Rahul, do you remember this line? Rahul is disconnected, seems. Reshma and others, do you remember? We spoke about this last time. Whenever you address anybody,
Yes, sir.
it's going to be, right, I'm fine. Whether the person had the worst of the days, anything, it's still going to be, the answer is going to be, I'm fine, because they have not come close enough to you to discuss their issues with you. Once they start getting close to you, they probably might come up with some kind of issues that they are facing, right? And you take the permission, right? So if you are noting down, great. Note down few permission statements, like, can I talk to you for a few minutes? Can I talk to you for a couple of minutes? Right? Is this the right time to talk? Right? So say these are the few lines that you can, I mean, a couple of lines that are right, easier to go ahead. So you're beginning to perm. Okay. So everybody has their pen, paper ready? Note down this line. Script is always written WRITTEN, that written. A script is always written in I say and you say format. Okay, so how it is going to be is, I say, is this right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7. You say yes. Am I speaking with Mr., Mrs., right? XYZ? You say yes. Say very good afternoon. I say very good afternoon. You say very good afternoon. I say my name is Kishore Shankar Narayan and I'm calling from Alma Mater, Mumbai. How are you, sir? You say I'm fine. I say, can I talk to you for a few minutes now? You say yes. Understood, everybody, how a script is written?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
when you're writing down your script itself, when you're practicing or typing down, it has to be I say format, I say and you say format. So like if you have played a role in any of the dramas in the schools, right? Everybody will be given a script and the names will be there, and the name, what dialogue they are supposed to speak, after whom they are supposed to speak. It's a clear structured script, correct? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So that is the first part that you will be working on when you're preparing your script. Now, when you're mentioning the purpose of your call, so now what you have done, first you have asked them, I mean, you have confirmed everything, you have introduced yourself and right, ask them permission to continue. They have given you the permission to continue. Now you're going to inform the purpose of the call. Now, purpose of the call, right? They will continue only if you're going to talk. What is it in for them? So remember that and keep this in mind all the time. Anybody and everybody, whenever they pick up the phone call, right, or any kind of communication call, the first question that is going to run in their mind to attend very comfortably with the call and be very focused on the call, if the answer to this question is there, what is it in for me? Note it down. What is it in for me? So in short, you can be always saying WINF. WIIIFM. Now, when you're talking about what's it in for me, right, grabber will be the key. And you remember, right? What is grabber? Anybody? Do you remember what is
Yes, sir.
grabber? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything
Yes,
that
sir.
grabs their
That
attention.
grabs your attention.
Correct. So anything that grabs your attention is the key. So you will have to maintain that part, right? You have to mention something that will keep their attention. And it's like my antenna on the head directly shoots up and starts listening carefully. Right now, this is an example that we So when you're preparing the script, right, you're going to now tell them about the purpose of the call. So you will be like, I say, right? Now you're giving the purpose of the call. So one of the purpose can be, right? I'm just giving you an example for, right, if you're going to call a college principal or a college representative or school representative or an institution representative, and you're going to introduce to them, or you want to sell them our product, right, which is for them, right? It's like a school has, one of the school has, let's say, 2,000 students. The other chain of school, they might have 50,000 students, right? So depending on where you're calling, what you're calling, you have to do a proper research on each of them. Okay, whenever you're calling them, whom you're calling, you should know very clearly. And then when you're calling them, it becomes easy. So and purpose of the call, right? What you're going to do, you're going to write the script. So this is one of the scripts that can be working. So as you might be aware that Alma Mater is a premier training solution provider for the last 17 years. We all know that the pandemic has challenged everyone, be it the students, teachers, or any support team, right? So the purpose of this call is to introduce ourselves once again and shortlist a few institutions who need our support into creating a hybrid education system online and classroom training to enhance the growth of all. So just to give you a brief, like we at Alma Mater have trained over 500,000 individuals in the last 17 years and are proud of that. We have covered students from 8th grade to creating the best working professionals by providing them high quality behavioral trainings, psychometric tests, career guidance, and placement support, which are free or at a very affordable cost. So this can be, I mean, you have to remember, this is just an example, right? Everybody will have their own style of presenting the company, right? So keep the details about the company, what is the product that you're going to promote in front of you. Have the details of the product. And when you have the details of the product, right, you will be able to write down or note down the purpose of the call very clearly. So if you're going to call the same kind of audience, right, if every person whom you're going to call is going to be the secretary for the university, right, so you have to make the purpose of the call according to that. If you're going to call students, right, who are of, let's say, who are studying in 10th standard CBSE board, your purpose of the call will be accordingly, right? You're going to call parents, the purpose of the call will be accordingly. So the important part is on the purpose of the call, you have to answer them. What is it in for them? Clear? Any questions so far? Anybody? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. समझ में आ रहा है? Are you understanding anything that you're not understanding? so far?
Yes, sir.
You're understanding? Okay. So
Yes, sir.
let's, yeah. Now the next part, you're continuing the same section of the purpose of the call. But what happens is this time you've mentioned the grabber part of it, right? Whatever is going to grab the attention, you've mentioned, right? And you're continuing the same part of the qualifying. Now, both this is, right, the qualifying part. First is the purpose of the call you're talking about, what's it in for them. And then like when you're talking about qualifying them, it's the takeaway that is going to work. So a takeaway is always going to work when it follows grabber. You remember this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you don't remember it, right, it's good to be visiting the videos again for the tools of selling. And then like you should be able to go ahead and get things done. The more you practice on all this, it will take it ahead. I mean, you should be able to take it ahead properly. Now, takeaways for the previous statement that you have mentioned. So you have mentioned the purpose of the call here is your shortlisting institutes for providing them free, right, or at very affordable cost, psychometric test, behavioral training, and career guidance, right? You mentioned that, right? Here. So this is about high quality behavioral training, psychometric test with career guidance, and placement support. So let's consider if you are the principal of the school, and if I tell you that my company is going to provide free quality behavioral training, psychometric tests with career guidance and placement support, will you be interested in it to know more about? Yes? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
So you are principal and you want your students to grow. You want, right, your college students, your college teachers to improve, right, their treatment. You want their end result is the management is going to question the principal that how many of our students at the end are getting good quality results. What do they do? If, for example, if one of your college, right, principal, right, is questioned, right, what happens to the student after they graduate, right? What are they going to answer? We don't know. Which principal would you like more? The principal who answers, I don't know, or the principal who says that, oh yeah, we have students who are working for Microsoft, who are working for Reliance Industry, who are working for the Tata Group, who are working for the, right, who are in Bharti Airtel, who are working for Government of India. One of my student is the president for the country. Which one sounds better? I don't know, or all this?
All this.
Correct. So they would want every college, every principal wants their students to achieve a lot of things so that they take the college brand to the next level. And if you're going to tell them you're going to provide free or at affordable cost, all this to improve and take them to the next level, they will say, yes, we want to continue. So you have to decide the purpose of the call. So once you decide the purpose of the call, you're going to qualify them. How you're going to qualify them is you are going to find out whether we can provide them the training or not, right? If, for example, you're going to talk about placement services, and if they have only students who are from first standard to sixth standard, will that work? Will that work? If you're talking to a principal and the principal says that I have students only from first standard to sixth standard, and you're going to talk about placement services. You know placement services, right? What is it?
I think no, it will not.
So giving them a job. So are you going, if you're going to talk to them, if they have first standard to sixth standard students, is it going to work?
No, sir.
No.
No.
So you have to qualify them. Whether your product, what you have, you're going to provide training for, let's say, 10 standard CBSE board, and they have students who are 11 standard and 12 standard. Again, it is not going to work. So you have to qualify them, whether it is for them or not. But before qualifying them, you need to mention about that. And how you're going to mention about that? You're going to use takeaway. And how you're going to use the takeaway is something like this. I believe you understand high quality training supports which are free or at affordable cost are not meant for everybody. It is meant only for a few exclusive institutes who want to enhance the quality of their students, teachers, and support team to get the best and become great performers. So to confirm, if we give you any offer, can you provide details, or can I have a few details, please? I think the grammar is the error here. Let me fix that error. So to confirm, if we can give you any offer, can you provide a few details, or can I have? Can you provide, or you can mention, or the grammar was correct, but it's, can I have a few details, please? So you have to ask them the question. What is the answer you think it's going to be? Anybody? If you're going to tell the principal or the person who is handling, what is the answer going to be? What is happening to everybody today? Are they going to say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
They're going to say yes. You don't have to tell yes because I'm saying it. If you feel they are going to answer no, then we need to work on the takeaway and the grabber for qualifying. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you have this part of the qualifying section. So when they say yes, then you get into the right qualification part. So once they have qualified, you continue. Once they are not qualified, they say no, or they say I'm not interested or not. You continue with your questions. Your questions will be based on the product that you're promoting. So what will be the next step comes after the question. So you are preparing a questionnaire for qualifying the prospect. You're trying to find out about how many students are there. Are they interested or not in something like this? If interested, can I forward you the brochure to continue? You understood? So you have to be prepared with your brochure and all on this section. So if they
Yes, sir.
say yes, can I send you the details? Can I have your email ID? Can I write how many students are there in your school? What? So all these kind of questions, right? You have to prepare a questionnaire and ask them the same questions, fill in the details, and these details can be filled in your Excel sheet. Or you can just send them a form saying that, can I send you a form? Will you just provide us the details so that we can take it ahead? You're understanding? So you have to be prepared with the form, what you are going to do with the next. So according to that, you will proceed to the next level of calling. So this is only the first level of calling. Everybody understood?
Yes, sir.
For the next level of calling, it will be right. Once they call, once they give you the details, you fix an appointment for right a Zoom call or a call with your seniors or a call for discussing what they have and what you have. So all this, so it will be a more detailed oriented explanation on the next call. This will be the first call where you're just introducing yourself and trying to find out whether they are the right fit for your product that you are promoting. Correct? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, and for some reason, if the person is not qualified, that is NQ, politely thank them for talking to you, giving you the information, and tell them you will get back to them shortly. You got it? So if they are not qualified for this product, it is not necessary that they will not be qualified for the other product that you have. Depending on what product you're going to offer them, you qualify them or not qualify them. And if they are qualified for this product itself, yes, Rahul. So politely, you will thank them for the details, whatever they have provided. And like say all the products that we have, according to that, you will give them the details. Like if they want something like we want our 8th standard students to be trained. So you will design or provide the product accordingly. If they want their graduate students to be trained on how to attend interviews, you will give them the details. So any product, we are just discussing one product here for institutes. But then there are different, some student who is wishing to learn about data science, your product will change accordingly. So, and like, let's say if you're selling insurance, if the age group is 18 and less, the insurance is changed. If your age group is 60 and more, the insurance is different. There would be different pension plans who will be qualifying for. Same way, right? If you're going to talk about investments, right? Somebody who has got, right, 1 lakh rupees has got different set of investments, and somebody who has got 50 lakh rupees will have different set of investments. I mean, different set of products. So depending on what is the product, what details that you're provided, you will be right, trying to match their convenience. Okay, so now what is happening is the structure. With the structure, you're like, if it is convenient for them, right, you're going to take it to the next part, right? Whether the appointment, you're fixing the appointment, whether you're talking, right, you're asking somebody else to, right, represent, or I'll ask my senior to contact you, right? Or my the person who is going to sell the product, or sales person is going to visit you, right? All this can be as the continuation of the qualified prospect. Understood? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So this will be the part, and same way, right? Post call activity. Once you have called, what you need to do once, right? You are going to update the MIS, that is the management information system, right? You're going to capture your data on your daily appointment sheets. So these are the different sheets that you will have to maintain, right? Your daily work activity sheets of TMEs, that's the time management execution section, right? Like every hour, if you have your record, what have you done with your calls, or what have you done with all different social media things, then you will continue with it. Same way, follow up with the next person to contact your lead that you have generated. You got it? So if you have your MIS updated, if the next person is also viewing the same MIS, then he will know what has happened with the call. Whatever details that you can provide in your MIS, it will be great. That's called passing on the information. Okay, updating everything is the most important activity post the call. All right, I cannot depend on my own memory. Forget about depending on your memory. For example, if I'm going to visit them next, how would I know what you have spoken to them? Through telepathy, correct? You guys know what is telepathy? Yes, no? टेलीपैथी
Yes,
क्या
sir.
पता है? So टेलीपैथी से पता लगेगा क्या नेक्स्ट पर्सन को?
No, sir.
So they will check the MIS, and you have to give them details from the MIS, and then they will work on that aspect. Clear on this? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So to conclude the call session, right, or creating the script, this is the line that you need to remember. Many of the life's failure are people who did not realize how close they were to success. That means like you are calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. And at the end, when the sale was supposed to close, right, you are just quitting, saying that, oh no, this guy is not going to buy. And it's just about that time he was going to buy, or he was going to say, yes, give me the details to make the payment. So remember that your follow-up, doing one more follow-up is never going to be your loss. Right? And when you're doing one more follow-up, it just shows how persistent you are with your product and services. So follow-up is the key. And how you're going to follow up? By maintaining your MIS, and then you're going to take it to the next level. One call after the other, based on the script, keep practicing and talking to people. Understood, everybody? Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for listening for this session. And we shall continue, right, with the question answer session after this.